Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fury Boys Racing channel. I'm John, and this is my hill climb sprint car. I have a lot going on last couple weeks. We actually tried to go testing on Sunday, and it didn't work out because my truck broke down on the way there. Had the car ready to go. I think it was up till the 2 a.m. the night before. I put a whole bunch of new stuff on and fixed the old stuff. Had to fix the redesign and build the Wishbone, as I like to call it. But before I get into that, I got this really cool Subaru WRX. It's an STI clone, I guess, because they didn't make them in 2002. It's actually got the a 2005 STI interior in it. And it's got some really cool wheels. It's lowered and a lot of other cool things. I'm getting it ready. I'm doing some paintless dent removal for it. Getting it ready for Subi Fest, which is coming up in York, Pennsylvania. And hopefully we can get them a win for the show categories. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what's going on my car. And let's go. So I guess we'll start with the fuel system here. Friend of mine, Mikey McCracken, he's the track manager, son of the owner of Beaver Springs. He's pretty good with these Holley HP ECUs, like that thing right there. So he was very, very kind and offered to help me out and wrote me a tune. And then he also made sure that I had the right fuel injectors, which we went with the Bosch 210 fuel injectors. So I had to get different fuel rails for that because they're a bit shorter. Yes, you can get extensions, and yes, I did get them in case these didn't come in on time. But to be honest, I'm happy these did come in on time because those were kind of sketchy, if you ask me. So anyway, these came out really nice. They come with the brackets that you need. It comes with 3 or 4 different bracket options. I plumbed it all up real nice. I did a deadhead. I think that's what they call it. But it comes in from that side, runs around or runs through this fuel rail and then through this hose and into here. And then I have a plug on the end of that. So that's the way I've run it on that before and a few other cars. But it seems to be, working pretty well. I've started it up and stuff like that since. Actually, no, I have not started it. I have simply turned the ignition on and powered the fuel pump to make sure we didn't have any leaks. At first we did, but those have all since been fixed. And then I know this steel fitting is kind of out of place here, but in my scramble to get to the track on Saturday night, I needed a 6 AN fitting for here, and all I had was 8 AN. So I had some 6 AN stuff from the Mustang over there, and so I borrowed one of those fittings and put it on for here. So obviously I got to change that out eventually. But this is all the PTFE. Basically it's like a plastic lined hose, and it's compatible with all sorts of different fuels. We're running E85, so that can be caustic or corrosive or whatever you want to call it. So what we do, the reason why we run these is so you don't have any problems with that stuff breaking down any of your lines or your hardware or anything like that. So, but anyway, moving on here. I got what I'm calling the Wishbone. I know it's not, if you're a drag racer, it's the opposite of a wishbone in this case. A wishbone normally in a drag car controls the side-to-side movement, like this Watts link, or yeah. But anyway, so this is actually controlling my pinion angle. So a few things that I changed in the design. Obviously, I don't know if you guys seen the previous videos, but the last one was just kind of straight across, and it didn't really have any triangulation. So I definitely had to build that into this one. So I made this whole thing myself. It's not perfect by any means. And my welds, they're not pretty, but they're good welds. So meaning that they penetrated on both sides. They have enough filler. There's very little undercut. And then it's all triangulated. So I took some scraps and cut them up to make them work for all the triangulation stuff. But this is like a hoop, and that surrounds the U-joint over here, so that's kind of nice. And then that hoop also runs into this, and then this is all reinforced. So I put a sleeve over this, so it's really strong. And then this is like an 1/8 inch thick. This bar right here, it's chromoly. The whole thing's chromoly, but this one's really thick. And so what I did was I cut the snout off of the old one and was able to fit it inside of this bar here, or this tube. And then I welded that around. So it's got, you know, it's double reinforced right at the neck here till about where my index finger is. So it's really, really strong. This is notched and then welded all the way around, obviously. So, and as you can see, my crappy welds here, but most of this stuff is just filling up that hole. You know, I didn't want to get too crazy with having to try to get into that crevice there, but it works. And then and this one, I made it adjustable so that I can adjust my pinion angle just off of these heim joints here. I don't know where I'm going to end up with that, so right now I just have them all bottomed out. But we'll center the rear, we'll check the pinion angle. When I built it, I set the pinion angle to basically where it needed to be, and then built it from that, so we should be pretty close. But yeah, I think it came out all right. I'll probably redo one, make a new one during the off season, make it a little bit more pretty, and you know, probably do it in some sort of a jig. This one, it did move around a lot when I welded it, so I had to use a porta power and ratchet straps and all sorts of fun. So anyway, some of the other things that I had to do to do the W-link was I had to pull the seat out and all these panels here, and while all that stuff was out, I was able to take care of some odds and ends that were in there. Like I put new spacers in here, and I think again, well, you could see that there's well, here we go. So I have, this is a shock spacer, this black part here, and I just had these bolts here. They're all drilled out so that they can be used just as spacers. So they'll work for now. During the off season, I'll probably either machine down a block or something like that, but this should be sufficient for now. Other than that, though, I had a viewer comment that I didn't show how we solved the whole clutch issue. So as mentioned in one of my previous videos, Colby Fry, he came over here, and we, again, as another sleepless night, and we were trying to make my clutch situation work, and with the one that I created, and we were just having a problem with the master cylinder. It didn't, it wasn't driving. There was something wrong that either, you know, a bad master cylinder from the factory, or it just wasn't compatible for this setup, or, you know, something along those lines. So we just kind of ditched that idea altogether, because he told me that the clutch from a dirt modified is also a hand clutch, and that we could adapt it to this real easy. So I definitely took him up on that. I bought this off of him, and then he helped me rig up this deal here, and it works great. And I'm sure you saw in the last video that you know, I'm able to take off and stop and do all the good stuff that a clutch is there for. So came out great. You know, maybe I'll dress it up a little bit. You know, it works really well right now, so I'm not really going to mess with it until I have some time. But we'll probably re-engineer these, you know, the mounts down there, the wishbone, all of this stuff. You know, during the off season, all of this is going to get either refined or replaced, and then you know, hopefully we have everything sorted out by the time we go to Pikes Peak. So I'm going to end it here. So please like, share, and subscribe. It really goes a long way. I really want to build this channel as much as I can. Pretty soon I'm going to be buying some merch. So if you can drop a comment and let me know if that's something you guys are interested, I'd really appreciate it. So without wasting any more of your time, I'm going to let you go, and I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks. Bye.